I come across this old Garnet sweatshirt, and it was just one of the coolest pieces of clothing I'd ever seen. So I've always loved old stuff. I've collected antiques and vintage for the better part of the last 10 years. The first piece that I found was at an estate sale. At the time, I was just looking for old antiques, old military stuff, old Americana stuff. As I'm swiping through the clothes, I come across this old Garnet sweatshirt, and it was just one of the coolest pieces of clothing I'd ever seen. So that sweatshirt was kind of the catalyst of the whole business. It started off very simply, kind of just passively looking for stuff. And eventually, after a couple months, I decided to just really focus in on Florida State vintage. I kind of noticed that within the vintage community, there was oversaturation. To avoid that issue for me, I just focused on one thing and did it really well. So from 2018 to spring game 2021, we held, maybe 12, 15 pop-ups, and it was a blast. We got under a big 10 by 20 tent, and we set up, all the clothing, all the collectibles, all the hats, everything we had, and kind of made a little store, and people loved it. We'd have huge lines, and people would come out, and they would, if they were driving up, or down from Atlanta or Orlando, they'd be sure to stop into the pop-up before they went out and partied and enjoyed the weekend. It was a lot of fun, but I wanted to grow. We really wanted to open up a space where, one, you didn't have to worry about the weather, and if you had a busy schedule on the weekends, you could still make it to shop. My number one goal for the store was for people to feel like it was this elevated shopping experience. Even if you weren't coming into the store to buy something, even if it was just to look or just to hang out with some friends, I just want people to want to be in here. I think that goal of making a comfortable space has really pushed us forward because people can feel it. They're friends with the people that work here, they're friends with us, they know about our lives and about our personal lives, and I think that just creates a comfortable environment for you to want to come and shop in. And I think that's made a huge difference in how people have received us and why they want to support us and why they want to see us succeed, is because they have an understanding of who we are and what our goals are. What separates Picked from other businesses, whether it's vintage or other boutique style businesses, is that connection with our consumer. In front of selling vintage clothing, Picked is a storytelling company. We really focus on the connection that people have to each piece of clothing. Connections to their family, to their past, to things that are special to them, things that make them smile. Even if we don't hear the story, that person's able to tell that story, their own story, through the clothing. So our goals moving forward are going to be to obviously continue that, but to hopefully start creating our own stuff that helps us tell more stories. My family's got a long history at FSU. So my mom graduated here in the early 90s. My uncle graduated here in 94, 95. My wife graduated in 2013. I graduated in 2014. Our first and only class together was down at Ruby Diamond Auditorium. So that place has always been very special for us. And when our son was born, we actually decided to name him Wes after the Westcott Fountain. So we love our school for sure. For anybody who's coming to FSU, it's the best decision you'll ever make. FSU has given me everything good in life. So enjoy it, take full advantage of it. When you got a second, come see us down at Picked.